Legend Bay, again, was one of the four, but that's the one that was the last one Saturday night. Four-star athlete, does a little bit of everything at his high school, plays quarterback, wide receiver, can run with the football, really good with the ball in his hands, a speedster, 10.2 in the 100-meter yard dash. Legend Bay, one of the headliners, obviously, for the weekend, but that was a big get and a big win for Tennessee.
Yeah, that was a big win for Tennessee. Tennessee got Legend Bay out here, the second weekend of June for official visit. It was his first time to campus, and left the weekend feeling really good about where things were with Legend Bay. He had given the staff plenty of positive feedback coming out of that visit, but you knew you had to survive Texas A&M. It felt like coming out of that visit that Tennessee had survived Texas A&M because he didn't do anything during the trip, right? We saw Tristan Givens announced his commitment to Texas A&M during that same visit weekend, and Tennessee not able to survive that visit. But as it kind of got more toward decision date, Texas A&M made things really difficult for Legend Bay, kind of pulling on the strings to stay home. But I think Tennessee just maintained, the consistency, the what they can do for him, the vision for him in this offense, and ultimately they were able to win out. And it's a really nice commitment for a guy that they can do a lot of things. I think you can line him up in the backfield, give him the ball, move him out in space, throw him the ball. He plays quarterback at a pretty high level. He had committable offers to play quarterback at Duke in West Virginia. So he's a guy that does a lot of things. So it's a really nice add for Tennessee. He'll list as a receiver here, but I definitely think he's a guy that's a little bit of a chess piece that you just move around and kind of see what falls with him over time during his career on Rocky Top.
Brent, you think that's one of those where you get him here on campus, he goes out there with the wide receivers, he goes through Indy, 7-on-7, 1-on-1s, all that and more, and then you just kind of build off that in terms of, how he can impact the offense?
Yeah, I mean, I think you just, he's an athlete. And look, the old David Cutcliffe line, speed never had a bad day. And I think when you look at what Tennessee's done with the athletes, I mean, there's one thing that stands out. It's the fact that they can run. You look at the Anderson kid from Greenville, Matt, he can run. It's easy to add weight, right? I mean, we have those numbers in the war room every week about this kid's put on 24 pounds since he's been here, or 30 pounds since January. The weight part with the nutrition system is really easy. What you can't add is you can't add elite speed. A guy can get a little bit faster, but he can't get super fast. So I think when you're looking in the secondary, you're looking at receiver, I think the speed factor is such a important qualifier in your evaluation of a player. And I think for Legend specifically, it's, can he play in the slot? What can he do? I mean, he's little, he's not very tall, but what can he do athletically? How can you do different things with him? What kind of toy can he be? And we have seen toys through the years, Rob Lewis, guys who, quote, didn't have a home that found various homes, right? I mean, Tennessee was close to taking Isaiah McKenzie. They elected not to take him. He goes to Georgia, and he was just kind of a little everything for them. There's been a lot of guys like that. Pig Howard, had he been able to kind of stay focused, what was that for Tennessee? So there's a place in today's football with all the spread games for somebody who's not the biggest guy in the world, not the tallest guy in the world, but a guy who can run.
I mean, I love guys like that in high school that just, are the best, best athlete on the field and plug and play, play quarterback because that's, they're the best dude. And he's not, he's not just the best athlete, so he plays there. I mean, you can see he can throw it some, and as Matt said, had some high major offers. But I mean, he is way faster than Gerald Jones, Hubbard. That's a blast from the past. I mean, Gerald Jones did not have anywhere close to that kind of quickness. But as far as the positional versatility, he's kind of that way. And that was a long time ago. People forget that Cam Akers played quarterback in high school, and I mean that is kind of the same kind of speed and explosive, that you see there. But I love kids like that are versatile. I mean, I'll be stunned if he doesn't if they don't find a way to make multiple uses out of him. And the NIL possibilities with the name and T-shirts, commercials are just outstanding.
Would imagine he could factor in the return game pretty early, Matt, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have to think so. I mean, he's quick as a hiccup. I mean, it's a guy that ball in his hand his high school coach called the best player with a ball in his hands in the state of Texas. That's a pretty strong compliment. I talked to some folks in Texas, after the Tennessee visit, and you can see he's a pretty competent quarterback, but they feel like if North Forney was able to make something else work at quarterback, because they've got another young receiver there that's a stud as well. Like, you put Legend, in the role that he would probably be used in college, in the slot, moving around in the backfield, doing those different things. North Forney might not be stopped. So I think he's a pretty dynamic guy that can help your football team in multiple ways.